You know why you're going to feel so happy at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Torini? This is brilliant. You're going to feel so happy because what is going to happen is really going to surprise you. And what is actually going to happen is you will become aware of this amazing, 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 amazing opportunity. And you're going to absolutely love this. Not only because you're going to become aware of this amazing opportunity, but you will know that this particular opportunity, it's going to make like a huge, massive impact when it comes to your life. You will know this because as soon as you become aware of this opportunity, it's purely the way you're going to feel. You're going to feel rejuvenated at that moment in time. You're going to feel so elevated, and you are literally going to feel you're going to be left with absolutely no option but to understand the seriousness of this in the best possible way. And when I say to understand the seriousness of this, it's more because of the energy that you will feel. You're going to feel so good and you're going to feel so optimistic, and you did not feel this energy for a while to this extent, and that's why you will know. You're extremely intuitive, so you are just going to understand fully how much this is going to how much this is actually going to change your life in the best possible way. So as soon as you become aware of this opportunity, my gorgeous Torini, you know, very soon after that moment in time, like very soon after that moment in time, you are going to have this really good sign, a really good omen, you know. And as soon as that happens, like as soon as you have this really good sign and good omen, it's gonna come in form of like you completely understanding now and having confirmation on top of everything how beneficial this is actually going to be for you. You will be able to see things crystal clear at this stage because you're going to become so determined, and this is bringing the whole new initiative into your life. You are going to feel power, but then again at the same time, you know, it's a lot to do with this deep and emotional feeling which you're going to have, which is pretty much a lot to do with you finding yourself on the spiritual quest. This is absolutely brilliant. So don't be surprised with you like kind of like a starting to realize like how uncomfortable you may be with certain things around you. And don't be surprised, because that's normal when you find yourself on a spiritual quest, you know. And don't be surprised like when you feel like in such a way like, oh, why I haven't done this, you know, why didn't I do anything about this, why didn't I do anything about that, you know. Don't be surprised about this, you know, because this in itself, it's also a really good sign. And when you become like kind of irritated with things around you, it's only because you are slowly but surely moving towards something much better. So subconsciously you already know this, but this is the way you perceive the messages, and it's also like kind of tend to push you towards the right direction, to take you from where your spiritual journey has come to an end and karma has come to an end, for example, and it's just slowly and gently redirecting you towards the path that you should be actually going towards. And this is all going to be fully connected to that moment in time at the beginning of this week. When you become aware of this opportunity, you will know that this is going to be different. You will feel this, baby, in your spirit. You will feel this in your bones, my gorgeous Torini. And also, you know, I know that at around the time you are going to find out something which is really kind of going to make you worried, but again, it's nothing to do with your situation in particular, nothing to do with your personal situation, but almost as if you're going to hear some kind of news, dark, negative news on the outside, but it's nothing to do with your life. You're going to become aware of some kind of a danger on the outside. You're not going to be able to explain it completely, but you will feel that it's to do with some kind of danger on the outside, but it's nothing to do with you, and it's nothing to do with your life, but somehow this is going to kind of make you worried a little bit. So you just need to understand that this is nothing to do with your life, nothing to do with your personal situation. Just remember, this is only a temporary distraction, okay? By the time you get to the meat part of this week, my gorgeous Torini, there is this idea that you are going to have And this idea that you are going to have it around the midweek, it's like basically, it's really pretty much so, almost as if you are going to feel a little bit negative towards someone, almost as if you will want to give back to someone who's done something to you, that you see and you see that person in such a light where this is someone who is maybe like kind of using other people, somebody who is not a really nice person, somebody who is very ungenerous, somebody who is very miserable. That person, has done something to you, and then at the same time you need to understand that it's better to move on from this. Okay, it's better to move on from this. It's completely unnecessary. I think that person has done something negative to you, and almost as if you will want to give back to that person. So when it comes to you having that idea, it's just don't waste your energy, please, because one thing is just gonna unnecessarily lead towards another. This is gonna be a sign to move on, to let this go, okay? Because this in itself is somehow karmically holding you to the very latest part of your spiritual journey that did not work that well, that has already karmically come to an end. So all you need to do right now is just basically not to hold any grudges. If you possibly can, if you're angry about someone, or if you're pissed off about someone, just try to not to hold the grudges at this stage of your life, and that way you're going to be able to move on. And I know it's again extremely easy and simple for me to say forgive and forget, don't hold any grudges, blah blah blah, because I don't know exactly what is going on, and I don't know exactly what happened with your personal situation. But I do know for certain that you just have to start seeing this in a slightly different light. You need to see this in a slightly different light, and that in itself, it's really going to help you to move on. Very important, because at that moment in time, you are going to release yourself from bondage. Listen to me very carefully. That moment in time, you will release yourself from bondage, because you're going to start to understand like so much more. And that in itself means that you are slowly but surely reaching towards enlightenment. And this, like before we get to this stage, this sacred stage of our life, of our spiritual journey, it is always some kind of a challenge that we have when we are normally very angry or very negative towards something or someone. So it is just showing our own maturity, basically, just showing how much we are spiritually mature, and the power of us being able to reflect from a different angle, and knowing and understanding that, two wrongs don't make a right type of thing. So that in itself, it's really gonna kind of lead towards your own, towards you realize how wise you are, and things like that. So that is ultimately gonna really going to affect your spiritual growth in the best possible way. Just remember, we are growing, we are evolving, we are changing every every single step of the way, you see. So we just go with that vibration. By the time you get to the last part of this week, I like this so much. You are gonna feel so satisfied, and you're gonna feel so happy. On one hand, pretty much so, it's a lot to do with a fantastic, brilliant accomplishment. And I'm so happy for you, because this accomplishment is gonna mean to you so much. Okay, so there is going to be a fantastic accomplishment, my gorgeous Taurini, you're going to have at the end of this week. It's just going to make you feel so good, It's just going to kind of, it's going to help you to put your life back on track, to be quite honest with you. So I know that you're going to feel extremely optimistic. But on another note, it's a lot about you, like really celebrating some kind of a great skill of yours. So this is how you're going to feel like you want to celebrate, because it's a lot about you having a confirmation that your skill is just so amazing. It's to do with an accomplishment, but it's also to do with your skill as well. This is brilliant, but do not make an impulsive mistake. And what kind of impulsive mistake you can make here? Well, now as soon as you become aware of this great skill of yours, when I say don't make an impulsive mistake, on one hand, don't forget about it. Do you know what I mean? in. If something else comes in, don't make an impulsive mistake. Don't forget about it. But most importantly, so you need to kind of like really take this on like really seriously, like right now at this moment in time, okay? So that's a bit of a challenge. But at the same time, when I say not to make an impulsive mistake, when I say that you're going to find out about that skill, really the biggest thing here when I say that don't make an impulsive mistake, as soon as you find out about that skill, you need to somehow see how you can bring in more knowledge when it comes to that skill, how you can take this on the next level. What else do you need to explore when it comes to it? Because you will know almost instantly that you need to explore more, you need to learn more about that particular skill. But you will more, it's like kind of exploration, which is going to be part of it, because it's going to be on your mind almost immediately. So this is something that you naturally need to do. As soon as you become aware of this skill, you need to kind of take it on the next level when it comes to you exploring more or learning more, okay? Rather than just a kind of like seeing what you can do with this right now in terms of the actual opportunities. Not yet. You need to really understand that now it's all about the exploration and finding a bit more about it, because that in itself is going to bring an ultimate change into your life. Okay, my gorgeous Taurini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.